Aidan, let's take a walk through the scriptures and answer your question here. Whenever we take a look in the scriptures, we are reminded that Christians don't get a memory wipe. The believers are promised this, that you will remember your life here. And as you said, it is filtered in such a way that the joys will be brought there. Some people will try to say that we'll have no recollection of this life, and that's not true. Among other things, let me just give you one example. 2 Corinthians 5:10 tells us that we go to the reward seat of Christ. We will be rewarded for our service on earth. If you have no memory, you're going to wonder why the Lord keeps bringing up these incidents and rewarding you for something you had no recollection of. No, you have a memory, but you're asking specifically about people, loved ones. And I will say this, if you are a follower of Christ and they are, your loved ones, your friends, and they are believers, yes, the Bible gives a number of passages that you will recognize and remember them in heaven. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 19, for example, Paul says this, one of the great joys, my crown of rejoicing, is when I see you, fellow Christian, at the coming of Christ. He also says in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 12, I will be fully known even as I fully know, giving us this principle that we will know people we never met here in this life, and they will know us. Take this along with Matthew chapter 17, the Mount of Transfiguration. Peter, James, and John are watching Jesus showing his Shekinah glory. And while that's happening, Moses and Elijah appear. They come down from heaven and they're standing there recognizable. They are in bodily form and such. And when I say recognizable, Peter names them by name. Now understand this. Moses has been gone from this earth for 1,400 years. Elijah for 900. The Jewish culture was that you never made statues of anybody. You never had paintings of them. That would break the second commandment. You're in danger of having an idol. So that's not going to happen. How would Peter know? And Bible scholars tell you, heavenly memory has been instilled in Peter. Jesus doesn't correct him. He recognizes them. There are other passages I can share, but this will give you an idea here, reminding us, like, for example, Matthew chapter 8 and verse 11, Jesus says, in God's kingdom, the believers will sit down, recline at table, feast with the likes of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They're given their earthly names. You'll recognize them by their earthly names. And I'll remind you, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that's father, son, and grandson. A lot of promises, a lot of joy.